Good afternoon. Our group's main topic was wood, and today we kind of hope that some of the main points that y'all get out of this presentation conclude more information about the origins of wood, the different types of wood, the role of wood throughout human history, how wood is used in our industry, how can wood be disposed, pros and cons of different ways to use wood, and wood sustainability sort of all around. So my name is Vincent, and I will be talking specifically about the origins of wood. So to begin, wood is a natural element that can be dated as far back as about 395 to 400 million years ago. Pretty much dated back to as far as humanity can be dated back. Wood originates from plants, stems, and roots. This is basically kind of a representation of today's society of how wood is able to hold up our structures. Wood played the same role here. It held up the plants for the stems and roots. Wood plays as structural support for the plant to grow tall. Again, these big tall trees would not really be able to stand that tall if the wood wasn't structurally supported. Wood can be dated by carbon dating or dendrochronology, which is basically the process of these layers up here. Every certain amount of years, a certain amount of layers can be added to these trees. It's basically the inside of a tree root. And what this allows us to do is actually tell how long that tree has been there and how old that tree is. So wood's one of the longest used resources for building. Became a primary source as early as 10,000 years ago, which I found quite interesting. Natural uses versus the present day uses of wood. So again, like I was saying earlier, in the just earth originally wood was used as structural support for plants and stems. Without wood, the earth never would have been able to even go on. So in present day, just like it was in the origins, without wood, we as a society, we really wouldn't even be able to go on. So the structural origins include the Neolithic longhouse, which I actually included a picture of right here. It gives you a visual representation. And finally, the earth is composed of 30% woodlands. So I have a little chart here to kind of explain, I guess, again, a visual representation of where the woodlands are and how much of earth really is composed of woodlands. Another interesting fact is within the last 100 years, the earth was actually well over 46% woodlands, but due to humans and different things, it's very fastly disappearing. And now I will pass it over to Austin Taylor.
I'm Austin. I'll be going over the different types of wood and sustainability of wood. So there are many different types of wood, but they can all be broken up into two categories, which is hardwoods and softwoods. Hardwoods, for example, are used on like pianos and guitars, and softwoods used on like tabletops and cheap lumber and all that. A few examples of hardwoods are oak, maple, mahogany, cherry, and walnut. And some softwoods include cedar, spruce, fir, and pine. So anywhere you go, there's going to be wood pretty much, unless you're in the desert or a city. And everywhere you're going to go, there's going to be different types, several different types. So you go to India, there's going to be some type of different wood here or there that there is not here. Wood sustainability. Wood is a very sustainable material since it is renewable over a relatively short amount of time. You can grow a tree when you're young, and when you're grown up, you can harvest that tree for wood. It also absorbs carbon, which keeps it from going into the atmosphere and polluting the air. It's typically used in residential construction and in commercial for retail applications. Due to its lighter weight, while still having great strength, that's why it's more popular than metal in construction, unless you're talking about industrial or heavy-duty commercial construction applications.
My name's Luke, and I'm going to be going over the role of wood in human history. Wood's a very special part of our history and everyday life. It's been used around the world to meet an array of human needs, just like Ty was saying. I mean, it's been used for just about everything because that's what they had. A lot of things that it can be used for is construction and engineering, farming, and different types of industry. It's common used for buildings, stools, furniture, floors, houses, fuel, and paper. Throughout history, many things have changed with the technology, but our relationship and basic uses of wood has not. We still use wood to this day for the most simple things. We need it We need it for more traditional methods. Now they grow the wood, and we understand the trees better and understand our planet better as a whole. We use now, as you see around here, a lot of people log and everything, and they also replant trees and just kind of cut down the time that it would take to grow bigger, more mature trees. But here I added a Viking ship. That's what they used a long time ago. They built it out of wood, and that's how they got across the world. Pros of building with wood: it's a sustainable, high-value building material. Speed and efficiency, just like I'm sure you see the people that frame houses, they can do that in 2 to 3 days and have a whole house framed up. It's compatible with any climate year-round. It's very lightweight. It's kind of uses insulation. It's improved air quality. It's very sustainable. It's a natural thing that grows on the earth. Sound absorption: it absorbs sound a lot better than metal or concrete. It's readily available, and it's electrical and heat resistance. It's a insulator, and the tensile strength is very high on wood.
I'm Bo Stucker, and I'm talking about the cons of having wood, and there's multiple, but I wrote down one of the most frequently seen when using wood for construction. And you'll have it rotting and stuff, and you can see it deteriorating in this picture. It's just it wasn't treated right or something. It ran into some problems at the time of it being put up. You'll have termites. It's in this picture. They'll take over the whole house and just about eat it down to the core. And then there's a huge risk of burning if you live in a dry area, and you can see it's house engulfed in flames. So if it's not treated the right way, it can age fast, and the structural integrity will lose a lot of its integrity very quickly. And then the boards can warp if they get wet and they're not treated right also, and they'll start bending and shifting, and your house can start leaning or collapsing some places. And then this is the different industries that use wood. There's a lot of wood in construction. That's what probably, I don't know, most construction it has wood in it. Plywood manufacturing, that also goes with construction. It's a main source of a building, pretty much. Carpentry for desk and everything. I can see half this room is almost wood, just because the carpenter built desk and other things like that. And then another main thing is it's used for paper. Wood is paper, pretty much.
I'm Landrie. I will be speaking about how wood is used in these industries. So first, to further explain those, wood is most used in material in residential and commercial areas. It is used to frame houses, buildings, structures, all of the above. Plywood is made with thin layers of wood that are put together to create a thick sheet that can be used as flooring, ceilings, walls, all of it. Carpentry, carpenters use wood for everything. They create tables, chairs, all of it. And then paper is used everywhere in the world. If paper wasn't here, we wouldn't have tests, exams, all of that. And how wood can be disposed is a good way is burning. It's not good for the ecosystem, but it's very resourceful, has minimum waste amount. And another way is recycling. Recycling helps the environment because it helps reuse. You can recycle. We can use that wood for something else that it's no longer used for. Another way is mulch. Mulch can be used in your garden. It can also be used as a fertilizer. Mulch can also be laid around for playgrounds to make it safer for kids. And there's many other ways that wood can be disposed, but those are just a few examples.
Hi, my name is Isabella Sandino, and I'm going to be furthering Landrie's points on how to dispose of wood. If the wood you're disposing of doesn't have any other materials in it, you're pretty much good to go to dispose of it any way that you see fit. Typically, you can bag it up and throw it away with your normal trash or just take it to your local dump. There are a lot of other different ways to repurpose wood, though, at the end of its life. Another way you can repurpose it is to donate it to high school wood or lumber clubs so that they can use it to practice techniques on, to use it in real world jobs. You can recycle it, as stated by Landrie earlier. You can also do biomass to energy, which is basically taking the wood that you want to repurpose, burning it and turning it into another source of energy. It's actually more cleaner instead of using fossil fuels or burning something that's going to be in our atmosphere for a very long time. Or you can just throw it into the landfill if none of those choices seem very good to you. Wood with nails in it must have a few extra steps to the recycling process added before the waste disposal department can pick it up. It's probably a good idea to take out any nails or any metal inside of wood, just to make sure that nobody gets hurt or harmed, or to be cautious. And the structural importance of wood. Wood has been and continues to be essential for everyday use. We've used wood as a lightweight and sturdy framework for houses and shelter. We've used it as the mainframe of the Wright brothers' first successful aircraft, and we've used it as the first source of artificial light. To this day, we use wood-based materials in our documents, chemical products, and furniture. Wood will be used in the foreseeable future, and our wooden structures will outlive us and maybe even a few of our own generations.
All right. So, in summary, while creating this project, our group focused on main concepts of wood, the prominent role in human and nature's history. And as you can see, wood is not only important for humans' personal benefits, but other things as well, many other things as well. Although completely different, I do think that the structural role of wood in nature is a great representation of the beneficial role wood plays in our society today. Without wood, we would not be able to operate as a society, just as the world would have not been able to operate from the very beginning without it. Thank you.